Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing two different looks with the brand new Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette. That is the one Fawn. Now she also released some liquid eyeshadows as well, but I haven't purchased any at this stage. What I'll do is I'll have a look at 2 or 3 different reviews and I may pick them up at a later date. Now I purchased this eyeshadow palette from the Lisa Eldridge website directly, and if I want to pick up some of the liquid eyeshadows, then I'll probably get them from Selfridges. There is one other item that I did order from the website, and that is a backup of the Kitten Lash Mascara. I bought that a little while ago and I really like that mascara. I don't think I've mentioned it in any of my videos. I think I've worn it a couple of times in different videos and put it in the description box, but I don't think I've actually mentioned it, and I really like that mascara, so I'll be using that as well today. Now I've done my skincare for the morning and I've also put on some primer. Now the foundation that I'm going to put on today is one that I've had for quite a while and I haven't used it in any of my videos or mentioned it, but it's a really lovely foundation and I thought it's about time that I actually mentioned it and also showed it to you as well. Now this is the Estee Lauder. This is the Futurist Skin Tint Serum. Now this is a really lovely foundation, and with my oily skin I can wear this as well in the winter, also in those summer months as well. And because this Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette is neutrals and one of the eye looks is going to be a soft eye look, then I thought this was going to be the perfect foundation to wear with it. So the shade of this foundation is 3 into Wheat, and it has a dropper application. I don't particularly like the dropper application, but the foundation itself is really lovely. So those of you that have always wondered about it, you'll get to see what it's like on my skin. I think it's really beautiful. So I just put just a small amount on the back of my hand. Now 3 into sometimes can be a little bit dark for me, but it is a shade that I also wear with the double wear foundation as well, the original one. Now I was a little bit nervous about buying this to begin with because it does say with botanical oil infusion. I thought, not too sure whether that would work with my oily skin, but it just gives the most beautiful finish. So I would say that this is, it's more of a light towards medium coverage. So it just gives a really natural finish. But I think it looks really, really beautiful on the skin and just suits my mature skin really beautifully. So that's with it all on, and I do love the finish that it gives, and like I was saying, the coverage is very natural too. It is a light towards medium, and I just think it looks really natural. And not many people really talk about Estee Lauder anymore, but they do have really beautiful foundations, and their original one that came out, that double wear, that was 30 odd years ago now, that just changed foundations for me. I was in my late 20s then, and in the summer I always had foundations and they just slid around my face no matter what I did. When Estee Lauder launched that, it just changed things for me. It always wore just so beautifully, especially during those warmer months. So they do make really beautiful foundations, and it gives a beautiful glow. And I will powder this down. I do have to powder it just a little bit just to set it in place so it lasts all day, but it does have this very beautiful glow, but not too much and not over the top. So it just gives your skin this really beautiful healthy look to it. So off camera I'm going to put on concealer, do my brows, put on some eyeshadow primer, powder the rest of my face, and then we'll take a look at this new eyeshadow. So now let's take a look at this beautiful Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette, the new one in Fawn. This is going to be the first time that I've tried one of her eyeshadows. When they were first released, I wasn't sure whether to get them or not, and there's one, I think, is it called Vega, which I think could be really beautiful. So today is going to be the first time. Now when I saw this color story Story launched these beautiful neutrals, not too warm, not too cool. I thought this is the time for me to try her eyeshadows because they are definitely my everyday go-to type of shadows. They just look absolutely gorgeous. I haven't tried these eyeshadows yet. I have taken a photo of this eyeshadow palette in natural light, so I'll pop it up here so you can take a look. So when I first opened this up, I thought the packaging is just absolutely beautiful. It just fits in the palm of your hand and it's like a brushed gold. It's just absolutely beautiful and it feels really luxurious in the hand as well. So here is the gorgeous Fawn palette. In here you've got some mattes, also a luminous shade, a velvet, got a satin duo as well, and also a shade that she describes as a luster. Just such a beautiful looking eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to do some swatches of these and I'm going to swatch from left to right and top to bottom. So these feel gorgeous when I just swatch them. So first of all we've got Burnt Clove and that is a matte. Next we have Supernaturally and that is a matte as well. And then the last on the top line we have White Tie and that is luminous. That is a beautiful shade. And then on the bottom row we've got Upper West Side, which is a velvet, Debutante, which is a satin duo, so it's a duochrome. And then lastly we have Dorian, and that's described as a luster shade. So Burnt Clove is described as a dark blackened brown. Supernaturally is a soft brown. White Tie is a sparkling light champagne shade. Upper West Side is a neutral beigey taupe. Debutante is a delicate warm peachy pink. And last we have Dorian, which is described as a rich chocolate. So this beautiful eyeshadow palette, this is made in Italy. It has a shelf life of 24 months from date of opening and it has 5.4 grams of product. So I am going to be doing two looks with this. I think first of all I'm going to start off with a more deeper sort of smokier look and then I'll finish up with just a very light everyday type of look, because not long after that I've filmed this video I am going to be going out and I just want a very natural look and I'm sure I'll be able to get it with this gorgeous palette. Now just before I start putting on the eyeshadow, and those of you that have already tried these palettes already know, but at the back you can pop them out. They are magnetic so you can interchange colors as well. And I think if I'm not mistaken, you can also buy shades individually as well and customize your palettes. So I'm going to take that Rapha 14 and I'm going to go into the shade. This is the one, it is Upper West Side. And I'm just going to start putting this through the crease, grab a little bit more and up onto the brow bone as well. Then I'm going to start building this up. So I'm going to go into Supernaturally, and it is quite pigmented. I might just tap a little bit of that off on my cloth in front of me and just start to build up these shades. So as I was saying, this is the first time that I have tried one of her eyeshadows and they blend really beautifully. They also have a decent amount of pigment as well. So I'm actually going to stay with this shade and I'm going to put some of this in the outer corner. Now I will be going over this with a darker shade as well, but at this stage I just want to see how this looks as well. Really, really beautiful. And then I'm just going to go into the shade Dorian. Add a little bit of that to the outer corner as well. And also by layering these, I'll be able to see with some shadows, if you do that, it can start to emphasize texture, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. I love these brown shades. I just think they are really, really pretty. So I'm just going to take this on G. This is the pencil one. I'm going to stay with this shade here. This is the one Dorian. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go into the shade Burnt Clove. And I've got the Rapha number 13 brush. Just put some of that just in the very outer corner. I'm also going to take that up onto the brow bone as well, because I want to just have more of a smokier eye look. And then I want to try this Satin Duo shade. This is the one Debutante. So this is the Rapha number 28. And I'm just going to put that over the rest of my lid. So this is the one, it's got a beautiful peachy pink shift to it. That goes on beautifully. The formula is very, very smooth. And then I'm just going to take that Rapha number 3 and I'm going to go into the shade here. This is White Tie, and I am tempted to pop that over the shadow I just put on, but I think what I'll do is just put this in the inner corner for this eye look. And I'm going to stay with the Rapha 3 and I'm going to go into the shade, the one Burnt Clove, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on my lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to use that darker shade Burnt Clove, and I'm going to use that to add some definition to my upper lash line instead of eyeliner, because I think this will work really well. And for the mascara, it was the Lisa Eldridge one. So this is the finished look. I think this is very beautiful, really gorgeous. Now, this is probably a little bit too much for me during the day, but for the evening, or if I was going out to dinner, really beautiful. I love the way that these blended. Very smooth, easy to blend, very user-friendly, and just absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm going to wash this off and we'll do the second look. That last look was just so pretty. It was almost a shame just to take it all off. But let's get started with a more softer look. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to start with this shade here. I've also wiped down all my brushes as well. So this is the shade Upper West Side. So I've also put eyeshadow primer back on again as well. I always wear eyeshadow primer. I have oily skin, so I have oily eyelids as well. And if I didn't wear eyeshadow primer, it doesn't matter what eyeshadow it is, it just wouldn't stay on my lids. Then I'm going to go into the shade here. This is Supernaturally. This is the matte one. The one that I just used, that is the Velvet. That is a really beautiful formula. And I'm going to take this all over the lid. I'm going to take the Rapha 3. I'm going to stay with that shade. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. And still staying with the shade, I'm just going to build up a little bit more in the outer corner. So just pick up a little bit more. These build absolutely beautifully, and you can also go really sheer if you want to as well. But I do love the way that they build. And I think that this shade here is really beautiful. That's the Satin, the Duochrome, that pinky peach. But I think what I'm going to do, just for the rest of my lid, and just put on a light layer. This is the one White Tie. This is the brush number 28, the Rapha brush. And I'm just going to just put that over the rest of my lid. Then I'm going to go into this shade here, and I've got the Sonia G. This is the pencil one, and what I'm going to do is just put a very tiny amount, just pack a little bit in through here, and I'll blend it very gently in a minute. But I just want to, it just gives a little bit of depth, and just taking a clean fluffy brush and just very gently just blend that out a little bit. And same with the shade here. I'm also going to put just a little bit just in the outer corner on my lower lash line, just through here, just on the outer third. And once again, instead of using eyeliner, I'm going to use the shade, this is the one Burnt Clove, and this shade does, and the formula does a beautiful job of just giving that definition to your upper lash line. So I've now got on blush and lipstick, and this is the final look, and here is eyeshadow look number 2. This is a really beautiful, easy, everyday look. You're not going to be surprised of my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. For one, the color story is perfect for me. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. This is definitely a palette that I will reach for a lot with my everyday makeup. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The formula and the different formulas in here are beautiful. They apply so easily. They blend out effortlessly. This shade here is beautiful. You can make it so that it has quite an impact, or just layer it on like I have with this eye look and just get a very gentle, and it just gives this beautiful sparkle on your eyes. Absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know why I haven't tried these eyeshadows earlier. I should have picked them up when they were first launched, but now that I know how beautiful they are, then I'm going to be choosing at least one or two more of these eyeshadow palettes. Very impressed with how they look. They are a luxury feel in the packaging and the way that they apply and the different looks that you can get. And I think Lisa Eldridge refers to this color story as a quiet luxury, and I think that's a really good way to describe this color story. Absolutely gorgeous. But also going along the lines of quiet luxury, the packaging is as well. It's subtle and it just feels and looks really beautiful. The whole color story is very refined. It is super pretty, and I am so pleased that I picked it up. And I just want to have a quick word about her mascara as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've picked up a backup of it. I really like this mascara. Gives volume. It also gives an added extra curl as well. Now, it doesn't give as much volume as, say, the most recent, and I've got that in front of me as well. That's the Charlotte Tilbury, the Exaggerize one. This is more understated, which goes along really with the whole line of Lisa Eldridge. But in saying that, even though it's more understated, it does give volume, and it also separates my lashes really beautifully as well. I also find that it doesn't flake, it doesn't transfer, and it doesn't smudge. It is a really lovely mascara. So I am absolutely thrilled that I picked up this eyeshadow and tried it for the first time. I'm certainly not disappointed. And like I was saying, I need to pick up one or two more of these eyeshadow palettes. And now I'm really intrigued to also try those new liquid eyeshadows as well. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.